5, aced her interview question, and took home the title in this year's controversial competition. Miss USA joins us now to tell us more about her journey and what is next for her. Hello, Olivia.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Hello.
This is very exciting.
I'm so excited.
And you have the first crown.
Yes.
Just like this.
Yes, this
Very
is
exciting.
a year first, absolutely. Yes, this is the DIC crown with sapphires, diamonds, rubies. It's kind of unreal.
It's very exciting. Yes, Miss Universe came here and had a very similar crown to
Yes.
this. So it's a great way to start the year with your new crown, new beginnings. Did you know you had this in the bag, or was it a big surprise?
No, you never, even if you feel confident, which I did feel confident, you never know if you have it in the bag. I mean, it's until the last second they could call anyone's name. There's 51 girls competing, and you don't know what everyone else has been doing each time they go on stage. I was just focused on myself, and it could have been that everyone else was just crushing it, and they noticed my tiny little bobble or my awkward motions. I don't know. You just never know until it's over.
Was there ever a moment where you had like an inkling of an idea when you're turning and giving your smile to the judge? They seem to be giving you eye candy back.
Honestly, my number one focus was to have fun, because I knew that no matter what, I was going to walk away and it was going to be my experience, and I was going to have those memories forever. So I was just trying to kind of take it in. My family was there cheering, my friends were there. And so I was trying to connect with them and connect with these judges. I mean, there were former Miss USAs and Miss Universes and Miss Teen USAs on the panel. So I was really, it's a little intimidating, but also exciting to connect with those women.
It is quite intimidating, and it's something you've prepared for the better part of a year, right? I mean, you've been working on this. Like, you had competed in pageants before. You're one of the only people to actually do this and the world competition, which is a whole other can of worms.
Yes, I like being a first in as many things as possible in one night.
Yes, you're just paving the way for all kinds of new things to happen. But you know, I've been there over 10 years ago. I competed in Miss America as Miss Virginia.
Oh
we did ABC, and it was like really exciting. I mean, that was kind of the exciting part, right? You're going to be on national TV. Anyone can watch, and then at the 11th hour, this is just taken away from you.
Yes.
What's going through your mind?
It was like right when we got there that we got the news that NBC dropped. Right before we got there, Univision, of course, had dropped. And it was disappointing. You know, we had been looking forward to that, but ultimately that wasn't the reason that we were there. No girl was there just to be on TV, or we hope that they weren't. There's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of energy that goes into it, and ultimately you want the crown and you want to be able to have this platform to talk about every cause that's meaningful to you, and to be a representative of the Miss USA organization that, you know, has been 64 years of incredible women before you. So it's not about the television. We were rolling with the punches and just going with it.
Were you ever concerned that they would completely cancel the competition?
Honestly, not for 1 second. I'm in the entertainment field. I've been in it for 4 years, and I know the ebbs and flows that come with it. I've been on a pilot that didn't get picked up. I got on a pilot that got moved to another network, and so it got recast. Stuff happens, and you just got to roll with it and not get too stressed or invested in what's going on behind the scenes. You just have to focus on yourself and doing the best you can.
Today, like you said, this is entertainment, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just sat here with a housewife, right? She was like, look, honey, we're not friends. This is business. Is it kind of like that? Do you think this whole thing has been overblown, that people are putting too much of a personal connection to what is a professional relationship?
And what way?
With NBC, USA, Universe.
Yes, I mean, ultimately, it is a business opportunity, and this is, Miss Universe is a business, but we're not upset with NBC. They can make the choices that they want to make. We were excited about Reels. They came to our rescue, and we were really grateful to be highlighted on their channel and to help bring some press their way, because they're a great channel showing great movies.
Well, it's a business situation. It's also a competition, and there are so many fun facets to the competition. To that point, we have some fellow women from the pageant world who are here with lots of questions. We're going to start with Jennifer McKenna. She is a former Miss Virginia USA and the Miss Virginia America. Hello, Jennifer. You are on with Miss USA.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Hi. Oh, my gosh.
Hi. Hi, Olivia. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
I do have a couple of questions for you. First of all, I want to know if you've met your new boss, Mr. Donald Trump, and if he asked you to campaign on his behalf, would you be willing to do so?
I have not had the opportunity to meet Mr. Trump yet. I have met the rest of my Miss Universe family, the president of the organization, Paula Shugart, and so many of the people that help run this program and have kept it standing through all of this drama. And this pageant is completely separate from the political race that Donald's going through. And luckily, I'm not running for president, thank goodness. So I think that those are two very separate things.
Well, you are not running for president, but you will be running for Miss Universe.
Yes, yes.
Do you know news about when that's going to be, or if that will also be aired or anything?
You know, I just finished Miss USA. I haven't even been able to sit down and talk with them about what's ahead of us for this year. So I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I don't think they have an official date for Miss Universe yet. And hopefully by then, this will have all, balanced out, and we'll have a plan of action for where it will air.
Well, Jennifer, I know that one thing you were also curious about, you and I are no stranger to having dress controversy on the national pageant stage, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
You had a
Absolutely.
question.
So, Olivia, I had a question about your gown.
Yeah.
It seemed like on social media, people loved it or they hated it. It was one way or the other. So I wanted to know, honestly, what went into your selection process? What was your thought process that you went through when you were selecting this gown?
That's it, Jennifer. I appreciate you asking that, because what went into it, honestly, was this is my childhood dream. Being Miss USA is something that I've always wanted. And in the past, I was too scared to compete for it when I was younger. And I had to grow up and gain that confidence. And now, going into it, I just wanted to do everything 100% me. I wanted to make choices that I felt very confident in. And my childhood self wanted to wear this dress. Like, I think my 5-year-old self would have loved that. So I honestly, when I put it on, I knew that people were gonna love it or hate it. My sister's first impression was that she hated it, so I knew that I was gonna hear more of that. But
did she tell you this before the pageant? That
oh yes. Oh no. Yeah.
Because, I know. Okay. When we ask you these questions, Jennifer, we've both been there. Like,
yes.
No one liked my dress.
Yeah.
And I know you had issues with your dress as well. And it's just one of those things where you just have to go for it.
You just have to go for it. I was in love with it, and I felt good in it, and I actually felt, and I would tell people this, that if the judges were picking based solely on if they liked or hated my dress, then I didn't want to be in this competition anyway. And luckily, it's not about that. I'm sure a few of the judges hated it, but hopefully enough loved it, and I felt great in it, and I think that's what matters in the end of the day.
All right, another part of Miss USA is the bathing suit competition.
Yes.
And I want you to know, it's been over a decade. Do people still use the football grip to keep the bathing suit from riding up on your butt, or is there some new high tech
The
butt ride glue preventative?
Good question. So I had never used this. I think the best word for it is butt glue, and I'm sorry that I don't know anything better. But I had never used that, and I had competed in a few pageants. And then when I was in Miss Oklahoma, everyone was using it, and they were like actually a little bit offended that I didn't have any with me. So one of the girls hooked it up, and she helped put butt glue. And then when I went on to compete in my evening gown, I was stuck to my dress. Anyway, it was not ideal. So at Miss USA, I didn't notice anyone using it. I didn't use it personally. These were some kind of skimpy bikinis, so you definitely had to own it and just go with it.
Was there a bikini malfunction?
I don't think so. I think we all did pretty good.
Okay.
I think we did okay.
All right. But it's interesting you say, well, in Oklahoma, they use it. You started in California.
Yes.
And we have a Miss California who's going to come in a second.
Oh my gosh,
You started in California. What's the biggest difference you saw between you're an Oklahoman?
Yes.
You're an Okie native.
Okie native, yes, yeah.
But when it comes to pageants, what was the biggest difference you saw between Oklahoma and California?
California, there were a lot more girls, but Oklahoma, even though it was a small group of girls, it was mostly girls that had been in pageants, not just once, not just twice, but had grown up in pageantry. So it was intense competition. I think there were just about 35 of us, but everyone was a competitor. Everyone was there in it to win it. It was fun. It was a fun energy.
Take the new girl on the block just coming in here. There are people who've been waiting in line since Kitty days.
It is. I feel a little bad because I understand. I do understand it's not ideal for a girl to come in and win her first year in that state. But hopefully they're happy. I mean, someone has to win, and I hope that I can be a good advocate for the Oklahoma pageant system. I think it's a great system, and I'm the first Miss Oklahoma USA, so hopefully I'm going to bring more press to the system so those girls can come back next year and even more people are going to be tuning in and cheering for them.
All right, Miss California, America, Vina Gold Crownum, you are here with us. What are you thinking when you're thinking about the California versus the southern states? You can understand, right?
I can totally understand. I'm kind of bummed that she didn't represent California because we always love having a new winner from the state of California, but it's okay. But what I want to know is, how relevant do you think the onstage questions are? Because they seem to be a bit of a comedic point in the media. I mean, I know they're stressful because I've been there, and you just hope the right words come out of your mouth. But I want to know from you, like, how you feel about that.
You know, it's something, when I competed in California, I had kind of that moment of I hadn't trained hard enough and I didn't have an answer that was coming to me right away. And I eventually got my way through something and ended up sounding semi-eloquent. But it's something that you need to practice and you need to learn and you need to know how to do interviews, because honestly, I've been thrown in. I mean, I won on Sunday night. Yesterday, I moved into my new apartment in New York. And did my wardrobe styling. And today I've been on a press tour since 4 a.m. So definitely girls need to be practicing interview. They need to be able to handle high stress situations. They need to be able to be composed under pressure. It's a really hard thing to do, as you know, being on stage and having all that pressure and all that buildup. It's intense and not ideal for some of the things that come out, and I don't think it highlights girls in the most positive way sometimes, but I think it's still relevant. I think it's still meaningful that you're able to answer those kind of questions.
What do you mean it doesn't highlight girls in the most positive?
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I just meant...
I wasn't taking that personally.
No,
that was literally just me asking you in a serious tone.
No.
But what do you mean, ma'am?
No, I just mean if you don't say your most eloquent answer, then all of a sudden, because today, and I'll just be honest, we're talking about Nevada and Rhode Island, and I know these women, and they're well-educated, intelligent, poised women, and both of them just had a moment where I think maybe nerves or the pressure got to them, and they didn't say what they wanted to say, and so that's what I mean, that it didn't highlight them for everything that they are, because these are both intelligent, driven, beautiful women that had more to say and just couldn't do it in that moment. So that's what I meant. It's an opportunity to really stand out and have an opinion and to really be yourself under pressure. So I think I do think it's a very positive thing, but it can be negative.
I get it.
Okay.
It's luck of the draw.
Thank you for clarifying my words. No.
Look, all right,
good.
we got a question coming from Periscope.
Okay,
We love
let's get
Periscope.
there.
Periscope loves you. They want to know, back to the competition at large, how did you not trip on your dress?
Oh, good question. It was a very long dress, and I loved the fact that it went out in front of me for those like final 5 questions and those moments. But when it goes out in front of you, that means when you're walking, it goes under your feet. So it was under my feet for most of the time that I was walking. I ended up, I'm sure if anyone was watching the pageant or if you see pictures, I picked it up a lot. I just went with the moment of like, you gotta work this, and not falling is maybe top priority. So if you need to pick it up and whip it around and just be confident and smile and laugh about it, I think that was what I went with, and it worked out.
All right. If there's anyone who knows what this is all about, it's Cammie Crawford. She's former Miss Teen USA. You know what it's like to not trim your dress and to put the butt glue on, and also to have Trump as a boss, right?
Yes, I did. I had Mr. Trump as a boss. I call him Trumpy, but I did have him as a boss.
Hey, girl.
Hi, Olivia. Welcome to the sisterhood. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I know. It's so nice to be able to talk to you and not just stalk you on Twitter and Instagram as I have been doing. And you take amazing selfies, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Coming from the best.
So what I want to know, and thank you, what I want to know is, now you're Miss USA, and obviously everyone is talking about the Donald Trump controversy, and now that he's your boss, my former boss, how do you feel that you can unify the people who have been degraded by his comments? And basically, if you could switch to being in Miss Nevada's shoes when she was answering her onstage question, how would you have answered it?
When speaking about race relations, I actually think that Brittany, in the end, once Brittany Miss Nevada USA, finally, when she got to her answer, she was dead on. it really does start at home. I think it absolutely starts with how we're talking to our families about race relations, how we are talking about these issues and making sure that it's important and making sure that we're recognizing that this issue is still out there. And just communicating when things are appropriate and inappropriate, and having feelings about that within your family is a really good place to start. My dad is always the one that says that it all starts at home, and then you build out from there. When you're coming from a good place, then you can really start to spread a message through your friends, through your family, through the people in your community, and that really does spread globally. From a really honest and true place.
Well, in a bizarre way, when I competed for Miss America, the year I competed, there's already a black Miss America, and a lot of people were like, they're not going to pick 2 black Miss Americas in a row. Why are you competing? And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I just kept, and I did. They didn't pick me, but they picked another black Miss America. It's interesting how pageants often do supersede a lot of racial tensions
they really
in society.
Do. Yes, absolutely. I was incredibly impressed by the Miss USA pageant this year. It really highlighted diversity, and it was an incredibly diverse group of women and inspiring women coming from different backgrounds and having a story to tell that was really meaningful. And I love that they highlighted that. I do think that pageants, I mean, it's hilarious because people are like, well, it's time for a blonde. Well, it's time for a whatever. And thank goodness it was finally a blonde. But I think they went 10 years or something where it wasn't a blonde, where it was people of mixed descent, or black women, or white women with brown hair. But it was just, it doesn't matter. The point is, it doesn't matter.
Do you think maybe Trump needs to actually look at his Miss USA delegation before thinking about what he says and what he thinks about society?
I think definitely the Miss Universe organization has been a really positive, diverse group of women, and I think that it's been a good outlet to show that side.